Hello and welcome to the MAT program. My name is Dr. Melissa Hess, the program director, and I can be reached easiest through my email address. If you are an MAT student with a traditional placement or one serving in an Option 6 position, you will complete this semester in the same way, completing the same tasks and assignments. There are many things that we need to start planning for now to ensure success in 7 and 15 weeks down the road. There's a big support team surrounding you as a new educator if you're in an Option 6 position or a traditional MAT student. You can see that the field experience team is made up of yourself and then someone from the university and someone from the building that you are working in or observing in. These people are in the same role that they were in during your EDMT 693 progression. The only thing I would add is the importance of your communication to your building mentor, as there are many more things to complete in the student teaching semester than in the past. Remember, you are the go-between and main communicator between the university and your placement or school. You will work through the weekly modules that are assigned by the course instructor. You will be the one that is proactive in scheduling and organizing the observation times. You may need to remind your building mentor, PK12CE, about what they need to complete throughout the term. And it is your responsibility to submit all documents onto Canvas or Foliotech by the due date set by your course instructor. Success in this role is based on your organization and communication. Your student teaching semester is broken down into 2 terms, but there are some things that you need to be thinking about now for term 2. In both terms, you will be observed 3 times, twice by your UCE and 1 time by your building mentor. The observation that your building mentor completes will be the same observation as observation number 2 of your UCE. We like for 2 people to observe 1 lesson to see if these mentors are seeing the same strengths and things to work on in the future through your lessons. In term 1, you will work on something called a teacher work sample. This is a major assignment that will be discussed later in this orientation and again in your course during week 3. In term 2, you will complete a professional growth plan, update your resume and philosophy of education, and complete your final semester reflection. A checklist has again been created to help you from week to week to stay organized. This checklist can be found in 2 spots on Canvas, one in your Clinical Experience Canvas course and also on the MAT Canvas page. Some things to note. You need to schedule your first observation with your UCE in week 1 for the observation that will take place in week 3. The observation in week 5 is that combination observation that we just talked about between your UCE and your building mentor. That is also based off of the teacher work sample. The teacher work sample project is due week 6, and everything is to be completed and uploaded onto Foliotech by Thursday of week 7. At this point in the program, you have experience with the process of being observed. Important items to remember to ensure that you receive full points on your observations. Lesson plans are submitted to the person observing you at least 48 hours in advance for feedback, and your lesson reflection is to be submitted no later than 72 hours after your post-conference. As in the past semesters, you need to keep track of your time. Instead of hours, you are tracking total days. You will log 35 days per term, not semester, but term. So you will log 35 complete days in term 1 and 35 complete days in term 2. A digital time log has again been made available for you in your EDMT course and can also be found on our MAT Canvas site. Just remember to duplicate and save a copy of your own before editing. As in the past, you will be uploading all your work to Foliotech. Please visit your account on Foliotech to see what will be submitted. Everything will need to be submitted for a passing score in the course, so check out what things need to be filled. Your cumulative progress report will need some work for one last semester. You will need to make sure that your hours, days, are logged for the entire semester rather than just the term. You will also be demonstrating mastery in all of the standards that you completed throughout your first 5 hours of your field experience. You will complete each of the standards during your student teaching semester in observations in schools and related agencies, in all 4 of your diverse experiences, and all 10 of the teacher standards. These will need to be planned for from day 1 to ensure that you are meeting all of these standards before the end of the student teaching experience. Please start planning now. If these have not been met and have not been demonstrated in your semester reflection, you cannot pass the student teaching experience course. In the first term, you will complete the Teacher Work Sample Project. This project should reflect what you're already doing naturally in the classroom, with pre-assessments, planning, and post-assessments. Through this process, you'll do several things. You'll identify an appropriate grade level standard around which you will plan a 5-day lesson progression. You're going to determine one lesson progression unit goal, develop a pre and post assessment, use the lesson progression map template that's on Canvas to develop an overview of the 5-day lesson, plan and implement that 5-day sequential lesson, complete the longer detailed lesson plan for only one of your lessons, and that's the lesson that will be observed. You're going to use daily formative assessments to inform instruction for the next day. Reflect daily on those assessments to utilize results to inform the next day's instruction. You're going to incorporate student use of technology throughout. And then finally, you're going to analyze the lesson progression pre- and post-assessment data to determine your unit goal learning results. This seems like a lot, but it's really just demonstrating the things you're already doing in the classroom to best meet your students' needs. Let's talk about graduation. Things to keep in mind as we approach the end of your last semester in the MAT program. Please note when you need to apply for graduation based on what semester we're currently in, either fall or spring. Please note the fee for graduation increases as we get closer to the graduation date. You also need to complete your PLT praxis during the student teaching semester. Please note what praxis you need to complete based on if you are teaching middle or secondary. There are also some steps that need to be completed on the EPSB site to move your application through quickly. Please feel free to pause this screen to review this information. It can also be viewed on the MAT Canvas site under the Professional Lab Experience tab titled MAT Grad Checklist.